We're back at it again. We've got an extension. Here we are. Awesome. Hopefully you can't quite hear the background music from the DeWalt radio. What we are doing, so this is the kitchen plan. I'm going to try and get a bit more detailed thing from the customer in a second. 2 double sockets either side. We've got a single oven with a microwave top above. We've got a hob in the island and a wine cooler as well in the island. We're not going to do the island stuff today. We're going to get the wall chaser. We're going to do a channel across into that in some Copex, but Nick forgot the chaser. We actually turned up yesterday to start this on Monday, but we didn't get any footage because I was promised that it would be watertight for us to put the cables in. And this is what I've always sworn by this: you don't put cables in if they're going to get wet. I've never ever fitted it and never will, never have, never going to, all that sort of jazz. Bill was like, it's fine as long as the ends don't get wet. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Let me know your thoughts. Would you have first fix all this without any protection? Never go without protection, do we, Adam? At least 2 children.
Not what?
Send this one now. Things have taken a turn. The customers just said to me, we've just gone inside and had a chat. They're not decided whether or not they're having this one or it's a different kitchen, a completely different layout. So we're not doing any sockets or cooker stuff today at all. It's just the lights, so the builders can start insulating the ceiling. But then I'm just running into another issue, is there's a big steel all the way here, which means we can't access. If we drill from one side, we can't drill all the way through because there's no access. Like sometimes RSJs come and they have 20mm holes with a grommet to go through, which we can't do here. So we're gonna have to run to regs, surface level, and then kick our way in and then come across. Just taking some outside lights off. Right, we don't know why we're here, to be honest. We've said this from yesterday without it being planned. And the person will watch this because we filmed loads of other stuff in their house.
Stop being grumpy.
He's just messaged me saying, Nick, you're all right, you sound grumpy on the phone. I was like, no, I'm fine. Yeah, we're gonna do the lights. So we've got 2, they're not massive Veluxes, they're gonna be, to my knowledge, 3 Veluxes in each one, yep?
Yeah, 3 in each space.
3 in each space. So we're gonna have a center pendant, which needs to drop down. So we're gonna have 4 switches over here, which is gonna be a left side of the kitchen, right side of the kitchen, a center pendant, an undercovered light switch. This is then, it says 2-way, that's gonna be, he just wants the 2-way going over to the back door, so if we're ever in the garden and it gets dark, then come in and turn this side of the lights on, fine. And on the outside as well, having 2 up and down lights on the pillars. So that'll be a 2-gang switch. This is gonna be a 4-gang switch. We're gonna put it in the recess here because we really don't know if we've got any space where the kitchen cabs start here. So we're gonna stick it in here. And that's where zones for this type of thing go completely out the window. As much as I hate to say it, especially on YouTube, you need to go directly up. We can't go directly up because there's an RSJ. So we're gonna have to try and bunch our cables and run it up to best of our ability. You are allowed within 150mm of a corner, but technically, to my knowledge, this is not classed as a corner, it's classed as a doorway.
Like an edge.
Do you see what I mean? But we're gonna have to, there's loads of people that do this, we're gonna have to bring the cables from there, and they're gonna have to go straight up to there.
I mean, really, you think that's going to get dabbed out loads, so when you run your cables up, you're still running them straight up.
They're still going to be straight, yeah.
You're just going to have to twist
They're going to be
out.
Twisted slightly, which is annoying. If any of you lot know any other way to do this, let us know. But it will be too late for this job because this is the way we're going to do it now. But we've got power in the floor down there. So what I'm going to do to make our life easier is we're going to bring power straight to the switch, and then we can just do our feeds out, and then obviously 1 2-way. And then we've just realised as well we also need a heat alarm because it's a brand new kitchen into building regs. We need a heat alarm, an interlinked one. That knowledge. We did something in the house with a spare cable, and I can't remember for the life of us because we did this over a year ago, or where the cable is, or even if we did. I'm pretty sure, you're not too sure. But we're going to do a radio base in here and switch one of them over as a radio base, which Adam just said. They will then talk to each other, and then the radio base interlinked in there will talk to the other 2 smoke alarms and heat alarm within the property.
We think we're just going to double check.
We're going to double check, ring someone cleverer than us, because I've never done the radio one before. So we're going to start measuring out. We're going to do row of 3, 1 or possibly 2, row of 3, 1, possibly 2, that way. Center pendant, up and down on the outside. So let's just get some measurements and then we can actually do some real work. Sorry for waffling for so long. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Already then. Right, well,
I'm definitely not on the top step.
no, it's right, I'll cover that bit off with my hand. Adam, you still got 2 more steps at the top, mate. Okay, let me run through the issue now we have. Is he done? Nope. Right, let me show you the issue we've got. Okay, let me show you the other issue. we're going to be putting the lights in this one here, this trough, and then we're then going to be putting them in this trough here, because we don't want it too close just to shine down, because it's having all metal cladding down the wall, which is fine. But the centre of the room is this trough here. So we would like to put a light there, which would then look odd on the window itself. So we're going to have to put one either here and here. This one would be fine because it's a further enough distance away from this one, but this one here is too close to this one. So I'm like, right, okay, so we'll put one here and here to make these two match, but then this one's the right distance from that one, but then this one is way too far from that one. So this is the predicament we're in. For it to look nice, the pendant light will look sweet, you can put that in the centre, but other than that, everything else, Adam's marking out the centres of these, so we can do 3. So these work fine going that way, but across, I think whichever way we do it, it's just going to look odd right now. Laser setup, plans have changed again, I'll run you through it in a minute, but I thought I'd actually show you some work. So we need to make sure, that's right mate, we need to make sure that we are cutting these joists as best as we can. We want to try and go as high as we can away from the vapor barrier, because there's going to be Celotex and packed out and this, that and the other. So to get the same measurement every time, I'm just doing this, lifting it up, drilling that through. You've got the clearance here, stuff shouldn't really be screwed to it now, that's in and done. They'll put battens on top of this OSB board, going down like that. Yeah, go on Ad. What we're doing, I'm trying to show a bit of working, because that's what we're failing to do. I'm talking a lot, and I already know I've talked a lot in this video, which I'm carried on doing. We're going to take a permanent feed across to the switch out there for the up and down lights. We're also taking one 3-core across that's going to be our 2-way switching for the left-hand side or right-hand side, depending on where you look at it. So I've done my holes, going to pull them over now, and we've got the cable stapler, which is behind Adam, with some fresh staples, some CEF, believe it or not. Best mates now, like this, aren't we, Ad? Or me and your mum are like, yeah, I grabbed a little coffee this morning. So yeah, I'm going to start getting some cables in and then look at it. But what we've planned to do is not do any down lights here or in the centre or anywhere like that. Purely the fact, if the kitchen plan changes like one of them is, the wall unit, sorry, the larder units here come out to here and you won't see any of these lights. And I can't get them in line, or equally, I can't get them spaced out properly. So we're going to get rid of it altogether and make sure that the centre pendant light they have is super bright. That's the only way we've gone around it.
What's that on your top you keep pointing to?
This is Rhino Trade Insurance. Use code Bundy10 for 10% off all your insurance needs. We're talking tool insurance, we're talking public liability, personal indemnity, employees insurance, and many others. Use the link down below, Bundy10 at Rhino Trade Insurance. It's been a while, lad. I'm still a bit rusty with this. Or you want to use the Bundy bundles and get the bundle at even more of a discounted rate, which will also be below, and you get a limited edition t-shirt for free as well. There's only 100 ever made. You're welcome. Cool. Alrighty then. Keep getting up. Bye then. Talking bit, showing off. So we've got our lights in on the right hand side of the kitchen, as you can see here. What we did, we took a cable straight up, which is our switch feed from the light switch to our first one. But what I do is I drag it, so I did the clip to this side, dragged it across that side, go up this side, dragged it across that side, so we have the overlap within the center of the trough. So we know with pictures and measurements, if we drill anywhere in this vicinity, that the cable is going to be across on one side to the joist to the other. So it makes things a bit easier trying to find it. Then it comes from this one all the way down, all the way across. Exactly the same thing. We got our zigzag pattern up and across to there. Next thing is we need to do some undercovered light feeds, but like I said, with no kitchen plan, difficult. So what we're going to do, switch feed up across, drop it down within 150 of the corner of the wall here. On both drawings there's going to be a tall boy unit, a larder unit or a wall unit. If we're within the 150mm of the corner of the wall within zones, and that means we can always find where we want it and drag it across horizontally, not horizontally, to find it. So
have you said about there's 2 kitchens as well?
Yeah, I've said there's 2 kitchen plans and everything. So
do you want a snack?
What you got there?
Good snack. Yeah, I had one of these.
Your mum's a snack.
My granddad came around on the weekend and he says he loves looking at the videos, and he just loves like the bits where like you ring me and it says Adam's mum and stuff like that.
Adam's granddad. He appreciates the in-joke with his. Technically, it's not. Is it his daughter or the other granddad?
Stepdad, but
So we're in the other side. That's where the light switch is going to go. These are our cables here. We just found out that there is no 1mm for our light in. Nice. So we're going to run that, but we've got a data, we've got a 6mm, we've got a ring. So we're going to pull the data through today for an access point. So we're going to get that up now so the roof can go on. We're going to pull a 1mm to here, but equally we're going to pull another 6mm as well and another 2.5, aren't we? Because yeah, another data. So what we're going to have here, the customer's having, there's only going to be 2 sockets maximum on the work surface, because they're going to have like American, what did they call it?
American pantry?
American pantry. So it's like a built-in unit that will have sockets in it, which will have your toaster, your kettle. Actually, they won't have a kettle in it because they're having a hot tap. Coffee machine, that sort of stuff, but it will be contained within one unit. So we're going to do a separate supply to that, which is easy to do because they're all raised floors, and you've seen us at this house 100 times pulling cables, so it's easy peasy. So that's going to access there. Even though we've got a socket there, I like to have its own designated supply, and we can do a video on that separately. But yeah, we've drilled through here, so we're just going to poke some cables up, but the 6mm and the 2.5, so it's going to stay in the floor for now, just concentrate on the lights. So this was the access, this is the stuff that we ran in 4 or 5 months ago, all ready in preparation for the extension. So it was worth it, but we did think we wouldn't have access to floors anymore, which we clearly do, so alrighty then. We have a smoke alarm feed, which you can see here, it kicks out. It's going to join in the same zone as these. Here, which is in line there, we managed to feed it all the way across. What we did was leave it a spare one in the downstairs hall. We made that our last one on the circuit so we could tap it across. So that's the purpose of that. Everything else is in, boxes on, here and here, grommeted across with Adam. That's our permanent feed coming up. Recess the box in. It's a 35mm box to allow us to have dimmer switches on everything if we wanted it to, and take the bulk of the cable. So we're gonna, that's what you need, mate, you need doing. Right, I'm gonna do something a bit different. This is heat shrink stuff for the Brother label printer. I've just tried it to see if it would work, because I'm gonna label everything up 9 times over. I've not got the heat gun, we've got a lighter. Just tried it on here, put it on, feed. The only one we're gonna struggle with is the 3-core, because I don't think the heat shrink's big enough. But I'm gonna label everything up here, 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 cut it flush enough, stick it in there so the plasterer, whoever boards it, doesn't do me over, and we're gonna do them. So I'm gonna print some off and see how we get on. Right, feed, ignore all the noise. I'm gonna stick that. This just fits 1mm. 1.5, I absolutely no idea. And then on top of that, 3-core, not a chance. Put it on there. Jobs are good, and that ain't going anywhere, and it won't rub off. And I'm gonna snip these to what I want, bend them in the box, one by one. If I do central light, it definitely looks better. Whether or not it's worth your money, your time and your effort doing it, but we'll find out when we come back. I can do this stuff so you guys don't have to, and you can see if it actually works. Whether or not it's actually doing day-to-day stuff, it's worth the time and effort. Right, so what we got there, like I said, the only one I can't do is the 3-core, but I'll just write on that. But it looks cool, it's a nice finish, but whether or not it's a waste of time, we will find out. Right, that's it. Up, this is exactly what we mean when it's kicked out and it goes up and around. If you know any other way or solution, obviously we can't draw straight up because there's no RSJ. But yeah, let me know, and hopefully you can't hear too much of the songs as I'm waffling lots and lots. That's what we've got over here, coming up and down. We've got our heat shrink on that as well. So we're gonna be back at some point, film the rest of the stuff when we do all the 6mm, the chasing the floor with the Metabo, bits and bobs. We're gonna have a sweep up. We're here tomorrow as well because we've got an access point to go in, and we get proper measurements for all the cables in the ceiling. And you know full well this job is gonna entail us having to cut those Celotex out. You know it, you can see it, I can tell it, I can smell it. It's all of them things where you just know that everything is just gonna be a pain in the arse, but that's what we're getting paid for. And I have video proof to show you a lot. When I moan, it's for a reason. And like everyone else says to me, I keep moaning about other people in other trades. It's justified, if you cannot see. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye then.